students, this is your hints video for lesson 5.2, which is solving systems of linear equations by substitution. So number 15 is the last of several problems where you have two equations and one of the equations is already solved for one of the variables. So here we see that the second equation is already solved for y. So that makes these a little bit easier, but I picked kind of the hardest of those. So I'm going to take this equation, this bottom one, and I'm going to take 12x plus 3 and substitute it for y in the first equation. So now I have 8x minus 1/3, and then instead of y, I'm going to write 12x plus 3, and that's equal to 0. I'm going to think of this as plus negative 1/3 so that I know I'm distributing a negative number here. So that's 8x minus 4x minus 1 equals 0. I can add 1 to both sides. 8x minus 4x is 4x equals 1. Divide both sides by 4. I get x equals 1/4. So I've solved for x. I can put that into my ordered pair for the solution. I'm going to use a different color to solve for y. So I will use this x equals 1/4, and I can substitute it into either equation. I think the second equation looks easier, so I'm going to do that. So I have 12, instead of x, I'm going to write 12 times 1/4 plus 3 equals y. 12 times 1/4 is 3, so y equals 3 plus 3, or 6. So I'm going to put that in for my y value. All right, our next problem here has to do with the number of students in various clubs. And we're given some information here. We're told that there's 64 students in the drama club and yearbook club combined. And the drama club has 10 more students than the yearbook club. Okay, so we're told that X is the drama club, Y is the yearbook club. Okay, so we can first say X plus Y is equal to 64. Okay, that's just the total number of students. Then I have this idea that the drama club, and the drama club, remember, is X. The drama club has 10 more students than the yearbook club. So our drama club, which is X, is equal to however many students are in the yearbook club plus 10. So it looks like this is the first equation you have here, X equals Y plus 10. And the other equation is just x plus y equals 64. So I guess we can put in ones here. 1x plus 1y equals 64. All right, and then next we're going to use these two equations to figure out how many students are in each club. So we have one equation here that's already solved for x. So let's substitute y plus 10 in place of x in this equation right here. So we're going to write y plus 10 plus y equals 64. We can subtract 10 from each side. We get 2y, y plus y is 2y, equals 54. We can divide both sides by 2, and we get y equals 27. Okay, so y is the number of kids in yearbook club, so that means there's 27 kids in the yearbook club. Now, if we use this bottom equation here, we know that y is 27, so x will be 27 plus 10. So x is 37. There's 37 kids in the drama club. All right, for our next problem, we have the drama club. Back to the drama club again. They earn $1,040 from a production. It sells a total of 64 adult tickets and 132 student tickets. Okay, an adult ticket costs twice as much as a student ticket. So we're going to write our system of equations. And we're going to say X is the cost of an adult ticket. So not number of tickets, but the cost of an adult ticket. And Y is the cost of a student ticket. Okay, so if X is the cost of an adult ticket, then if an adult ticket costs twice as much of a student ticket, then X is the same as 2 times Y. So that's our first equation here. X equals 2Y. Then we know that we sold 64 adult tickets. So if we multiply 64 times however much an adult ticket costs, plus 132 times however much a kid ticket costs, that's going to give us the total costs that we earned. So we have 64X plus 132Y is equal to $1,040. Now we have, in this first equation here, we have X already solved for Y. We have the equation solved for X, I should say. So X equals 2Y. So we're going to substitute 2Y in place of X. So here we have 64 times 2Y plus 132Y equals 1,040. So 64 times 2 is 128. So that's 128Y plus 132Y equals 1,040. And we can solve to say 260Y equals 1,040. And I'll let you take it from there to figure out how much an adult ticket and a student ticket costs. All right, next you have a few problems, 18, 19, and 20, where you have to take the extra step of solving one of the equations for one of the variables. So it doesn't really matter which one you solve. I always kind of look to see if one of them looks easier, and none of them look particularly easy. So I think I'll just take this first equation here, negative 2x minus 5y equals 3, and I'll go ahead and solve it for y. So I'll add 2x to both sides. I get negative 5y equals 2x plus 3. Divide everything by negative 5. I get y equals negative 2/5 x plus 3/5. Okay, that's a little bit ugly. So now I'm going to look at the second equation, and I'm going to substitute this negative 2/5 x plus 3/5 in place of y. So I have 3x plus 8 times negative 2/5 x plus 3/5, and all of that is equal to negative 6. So I can simplify here, 3x plus negative 16/5 x plus 24/5 equals negative 6. And let's see, negative 16/5 is negative 3 1/5. So 3x plus negative 3 1/5 x is negative 1/5 x equals, now we're going to add 24/5 to each side. So that's adding 4 4/5. Let me do this down here. Negative 6 plus 4 4/5. Well, negative 6 is like negative 5 5/5. So that's negative 1 1/5, or negative 6/5. Okay, and then I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 5. And I get x equals 6. Okay, so now that you have x equals 6, I'll let you go ahead and solve one of those. Oops, I wrote x instead of 6. Let me fix that. Now that you know x is 6, I'll let you solve one of the equations for y and find that missing y value. All right, problem 22. We have the measures of the obtuse angle in the isosceles triangle is 2.5 times the measure of one base angle. So we see the base angle is x and the obtuse angle is y. So y is going to be equal to 2.5 times x. That's one of your equations. And the other equation is going to tell us that 2x plus y, of course, equals 180. And it looks like they're asking us to solve both equations for y. So this would be y equals negative 2x plus 180. So I think you have enough information to go ahead and solve that for x and y. And of course, x is the base angle and y is that third obtuse angle. All right, then we have problem 23. It says an animal shelter has a total of 65 abandoned cats and dogs. Okay, so we'll just use C and D. So we can already say that C plus D equals 65. That's one of our equations. Then we have the ratio of cats to dogs is 6 to 7. So one way I could write that equation would be C over D equals 6 over 7. And I could use cross products to say 6D is equal to 7C. Now you're going to I would take this equation here and solve it for either C or D and plug it into this one. All right, and our last problem has these 2-digit numbers. And it says the sum of the digits in the 2-digit number is 8. When the digits are reversed, the number increases by 36. Find the original number. Okay, so we're going to call this number xy, where x is the tens digit and y is the ones digit. So if we just add the digits, x plus y is equal to 8. But we also know that we need to know what the value of the number is, because when the digits are reversed to yx, the number increases by 36. So how the number is written now, we could say the value is 10 times x plus y. Like if the digits were 2 and 3, you would say, well, 2 times 10 is 20 plus 3 is 23. So the digit 2, 3 would be worth 23. If we switched the values, we would have 10y plus x. But it says when the digits are reversed, the value increases. So that means how it's written originally is worth less, but if we add 36, then the two sides will be equal. So here's our equation. It's written in kind of rough form here, but we could subtract y from both sides and get 10x plus 36 equals 9y plus x. And then we could subtract x from both sides, and we get 9x plus 36 equals 9y. So that's a little bit nicer to work with. Then we can take this original equation up here, x plus y equals 36, and let's solve it for one of the variables. Let's call this y equals negative x plus 8. And we're going to substitute that in for y. So now we have 9x plus 36 equals 9 times negative x plus 8. So you should be able to take it from there and solve for x. Once you have x, solve for y. And remember that our number is XY. So X is the tens digit, Y is the ones digit.